Well, for more market reaction to U.S. tariffs, let's speak to Matt Maley, Chief Market Strategist at Maley, Tabak & Co. So, Matt, great to have you on the show. It's a new week after the shock of the August the 1st tariff deadline. How would you describe the latest market's movement?
Well, it's interesting that the market's bouncing back here in the U.S. This morning, kind of a knee-jerk reaction because, of course, the market has bounced back every single time you've had any little dip, since April. And so there's kind of like Pavlov's dog where they just come in and automatically start buying. But it's going to be interesting to see if it really holds because last week the market, didn't really respond particularly well overall to some of the positive earnings reports out of several Mag 7 names. And, of course, it reacted quite poorly to the news on tariffs and on the employment report. So, we're not getting the bad news is good news situation anymore. So I'm just looking at the market now. If it can hold here, that's going to be key. But if we roll back over because some of these concerns from last week resurface, that's going to be, tough because we're heading into that seasonally tough time frame of August to October for the stock market.
So we have seen Swiss stocks fall in light of the 39% tariffs. Who else is among the worst hits by the latest U.S. trade policies?
This is going to be really interesting to see how it unfolds this week because, a part of the thing that President Trump hates is this taco tag. I mean, it's saying that was Trump always chickens out. So now with the stock market, at all-time highs and he already got his big, beautiful bill passed. He's got a lot of reasons to think the market will do he's got a lot of reasons to hold tough right now. So the question is, Switzerland has made a lot of good moves to try to encourage some further talks. So if they can get this thing extended a little bit, I think they'll be able to come to an agreement. But if it's something where the U.S. stands tough for this Thursday deadline, that's going to have a real impact on not just Switzerland's market, but I think for some global markets.
We have to say, Matt, that Donald Trump didn't chicken out in firing people, and how much of a shock was Donald Trump firing the lead official on labor data after he claimed last week's job report was rigged? Yeah,
this was a big surprise for me, certainly, and I think for a lot of people. I don't think it bodes particularly well for confidence right now. I mean, even for those who are the biggest supporters for Donald Trump, it just, if you don't like a number and you just fire the person, that doesn't look very good. And so, even though the market's bouncing back today, we have a lot of issues here with confidence in the whole system with his criticisms of Chairman Powell when it comes to the Fed. And now we have this with the BLS. If he's just firing people he doesn't like, they're not doing exactly what he wants to do, that's not something that leads to a lot of confidence in the market, or in the economy. So if this is something that continues, I think today's bounce back is going to be one that is going to be hard to hold.
Well, Matt, this is the earnings season. Looking ahead to the rest of the week, what announcements or earning reports should we be looking out for?
Well, tonight we have Palantir, which has, of course, been one of the best stocks in the stock market this year. They're reporting earnings. Then we have Advanced Micro Devices tomorrow, and a key chip name. So we'll see how the market reacts to it. I mean, both of these stocks have had great runs. So if they see a further rally, that's going to be positive. But the one thing, again, I worry about is that we had some positive reports last week out of Meta, Apple, and Microsoft. And although those stocks rallied, it didn't help the rest of the market rally. And, earnings estimates have not moved up much at all this year. And with the stock market trading at 22 times earnings, we're going to need those estimates to increase quite a bit. So this is going to be a very important week for the stock market and to see how they react to these earnings reports.
Yeah, thanks very much for your insight. That is Matt Maley, Chief Market Strategist at Maley, Tabak & Co.